fans are making a lot of noise at AT&T Stadium.
Anything that moves between these lines, got to get dealt with.
They hand it to Pollard. He comes running out the right side. Deep to the post to Lamb. At the 5 to the goal line.
Dallas Cowboys Game Night is presented by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys.
The return to AT&T Stadium was friendly for the Dallas Cowboys in Week 4 of the NFL season. 38-3 the final score as Dallas comes out on top over New England. Welcome into Cowboys Game Night. He's Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Youmans. The Cowboys have now won 3 games. Their point differential in those 3 games, they've outscored their opponents 108-13. They have been destroying teams as long as they win the game. Their one loss, of course, last week against Arizona, but it was quite the bounce back against the Pats.
It was definitely a bounce back. And Duron Bland, what a super bounce back, man. I thought you struggled last week, but you showed me this week a pick 6 and another pick just to cap it off to let everybody know that you mean business. Great night, young man, and a great defensive game.
It was really all about that complimentary football, right, Nate?
Oh, definitely. Running the ball, doing what you got to do. Your quarterback throwing to, 81%? 30 out of 36. Am I correct there?
Oh, yeah.
This dude is on fire, man.
He only had the 6 incompletions. We'll talk more about Dak Prescott in a couple of moments, but let's take a look at the highlights as the Cowboys have Dak Prescott back at AT&T Stadium. They also see Ezekiel Elliott as an opponent for the first time. Both teams started the game with a field goal. Dallas on their second drive worked it down the field. 10 plays, 75 yards. This one to CeeDee Lamb from 20 yards out. His first touchdown of the season.
Look at here, man. A young guy got hurt. A young stud corner got hurt. He came in and did his job. Look at here. Double move. Boom, right over the top. Dak, nice pass.
No Christian Gonzalez, and it led to a 7-point lead at the quarter break for Dallas. Early in the second and 12 for Mac Jones. He's caught by Dante Fowler Jr., who jars the ball loose. Leighton Vander Esch picks it up, and he does the rest for the scoop and the score.
Yes, sir. You call it a fowler to a howler?
Yeah,
that's
fowler to a howler.
Yes, sir. That was a great play. Way to get his hand in there. Make sure you secure the sack. Guy scoops it up. Touchdown.
First career touchdown for Leighton Vander Esch. Said it was the first touchdown he's scored since high school. And it wasn't just a PAT either. They had the fake as Brian Anger finds Chauncey Golston. Dallas up 18-3 early on. The defense wanted to continue that big play ability. Duron Bland on the far side cuts underneath. He picks this one off and he takes it to the house. His second pick 6 of the season, and of course, just continuing to make big plays.
That was a big mistake right there. The throwback across your body that far across the field. This kid was just waiting on Duron Bland with a pick 6.
Yeah, big play Bland wasn't done just yet. Kept things rolling as he cuts underneath. This one, his second pick of the game, his 8th in his career. Remember, he was a rookie last season with 5 interceptions. He already has 3 on this campaign.
Oh, man, look at here, man. He read the quarterback eyes, read the route, and ran it for himself right there.
Yeah, 7th in his last 10 games. An unbelievable start to the season for Duron Bland. And the Cowboys tacked on a couple touchdowns and a field goal later as Hunter Lipke finds pay dirt for the first time in his rookie season. The undrafted fullback out of North Dakota State caps things off on a 38-3 win. Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott all love after this one goes final. There's the final score and the final stats as the Cowboys present a balanced attack. All 3 phases, they were disciplined in terms of the penalty. They win the time of possession battle, and they kept things balanced. Passing yards, 253. Rushing yards, 124. It was really an all-around game for the Dallas Cowboys, but we got to talk about Duron Bland a little bit more. He has been fantastic, and he stepped up in a big way, of course, without Trayvon Diggs in the fold. He certainly showed that playmaking ability today. When we come back, we'll hear from Duron Bland as our defensive player of the game next.
This segment is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Make every day game day with Dallas Cowboys scratch tickets from the Texas Lottery. Play today for your chance to win big.
Duron Bland has been a playmaker ever since he stepped on the field for the Dallas Cowboys. Now 8 interceptions in his first 2 years. He leads the NFL since the start of the 2022 campaign. Let's hear from Duron Bland, who finished with 2 picks, 1 for 6 against the Patriots.
Second game of my life, I'll say. Well, actually, no, I put that at the top. The last one. The picks, I got this one with pick 6, and last year was the 2 picks, and this one the pick 6. So I put this on top.
Walk us through that 54-yard pick 6.
Man, he got an early one across the field, so I couldn't let him do that again. So. And then I seen an open field when I got the ball. It's like, nobody's catching me from here.
Yeah.
Last year you got your opportunity because Jordan went down. This year Trayvon goes down. You get a second opportunity. Just what have you done to make sure that you're ready for whenever these opportunities present?
I always try to stay on top of my technique, and then this time knowing I had to step up again. I've already done that part before, so.
Is there a big adjustment inside to outside?
Not too much.
Knowing how much Trayvon means to this defense,
Yes.
what does it mean to you to be able to step up like you have?
I mean, it got to be another playmaker. We lost one playmaker, so. But it could be it could easily be one of our days. Sorry.
8 interceptions for you in 21 NFL games. When you think on your football journey, what is that like?
Definitely excited. It's definitely more than I got in college, so I'm happy right now.
Did you expect this to happen this quickly for you?
I mean, I expect myself to make plays. That's what I would say.
It felt like you guys didn't respect your ability to go over the top of you, but it seemed like you guys squatted on a lot of routes today. Was that sort of the thought coming in, is that these guys likely aren't going to run past us?
No, it was just what we seen on film, but it was just, we were just trying to make plays out there.
When Trayvon went down.
Yeah, last game it was not our game, and then the whole week we were just talking about how we're going to prove ourselves again, and then today we try to do that, and they got to do it again next week.
Duron, when Trayvon went down, there was concern amongst Cowboys fans about what is this going to mean for the defense. You've answered that question in a pretty profound way, certainly today. What's your message to Cowboys fans about your ability to lock down that position and make sure everything still works for this defense?
I mean, all I got to do is say, stay ready. That's all I want to say.
Duron, also for you, I mean, it seems like you have a knack for the end zone. Just, what is it after you catch the ball? What's your mindset?
Oh, I'm trying to score. Ain't nothing else. I'm trying to score. That's my one chance to get the ball, to act like a receiver, or I'll try to score.
You guys have a lot of confidence as a defense. To be able to essentially knock a starting quarterback out of the game, starting performance, do you take pride in that?
Oh, definitely. you don't always get that chance to knock off a quarterback like that, but so once you get to be able to have that chance, it's fun. You're excited.
The defense took care of business with those 3 takeaways, 2 interceptions. They had the fumble recovery, also returned for a touchdown. Only 2 sacks on the day, one of which was on that fumble recovery, the strip sack from Dante Fowler Jr. And then later in the game, they got after Bailey Zappi as well. I mean, the defense did their job as a whole, but the complimentary football, it felt like outside of just scoring the 2 touchdowns, it was coasting from there on out.
Definitely. Coach McCarthy comes in every game trying to play into the hands of the defense. He knows that is our strength. So he runs the ball with a lot of frequency, 35 minutes. So they had, 24, and that's not enough time to deal with this defense, especially when you got cornerbacks and safeties playing the way our guys are.
How dangerous is this defense whenever they get teams behind and they have to get into a passing situation, much like the Patriots had to resort to with Mac Jones?
I'm going to tell you like this here. When Jonathan Hankins and Gallimore and those guys up front and Osa are playing well and they're stopping the run and earning the right to rush the passer, this defense can be unstoppable.
It'll make things easy on that offense, right?
Yes, it will.
Makes it very easy. And that's what Dak Prescott said at the podium following the 38-3 win. We'll hear from QB1 when we come back with more Cowboys Game Night.
This segment was brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Make every day game day with Dallas Cowboys scratch tickets from the Texas Lottery. Play today for your chance to win big.
Dak Prescott finishes the game with just 6 incompletions. He threw a touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb, the first touchdown pass of the season to a wide receiver. He did so from 20 yards out. Let's hear from Dak at the podium.
Yeah, I mean, pretty efficient. Still not to our standard, though, honestly. Having the red zone, as many opportunities we had in the red zone, having some field goals. I guess on that 1 4th down, but we're on the fringe. Didn't convert on that. Still not up to our standard, but obviously it feels good to get a couple of red zone touchdowns. Had the one just barely outside of that to CD. So good to get a receiver a touchdown. A lot of good comes from it, and a lot of great comes from it when you win a game 38-3. So it's a lot easier to get better with a win like this and a score like that.
Is it the quirk of the NFL statistics that CD at the 20-yard with the red zone, it had to be 19 and in on the view? A lot of us learned that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not inside 20, it's not red zone, you know. So, but honestly, going into this game, we told him that. Shadi actually told him that for you to score, it's going to have to be outside of the 20. And it's really just credit to their defense, their scheme, and them trying to take away the best players once you get inside the red zone. So he answered.
Dak, Ed Werder, ESPN. You guys, the last 3 years, have been 9-1 coming off a loss in your next game. You're 9-1 and averaged 33 points a game. Those are both the best marks in the NFL. What is it about those situations that brings out, I don't know, the best of you guys?
Yeah, we want to stay out of those situations. Much rather just be coming off of a win and going to get another win. But just allows us to refocus. A lot of those, I'm sure, in the last 3 seasons, from the top of my head, are humbling losses. Maybe games that we shouldn't have lost. Maybe games that we let get away from us at the end. And yeah, I mean, it's a reset thing. It's everybody coming in with a sharp focus, and it's what you expect when you have the leadership that we have, the coaches that we have with the experience that they've had. For us to lock in, really pay attention to who we are and what's the purpose of our mission. And don't want to say it's easy. It's never easy winning in this league, but when all the guys are locked in, focused on what they have to do, you get games like that.
So there's Dak following the win. Here are the offensive statistics for the Cowboys. And we talked about it earlier. It's a balanced attack, but Nate, for the most part, they just took care of the football.
They did. When they don't have any turnovers and Dak is as efficient as he is in passing the ball, we running the ball 30-plus times, everything will be all right. And like he said, if everybody just do their job and take care of themselves and their responsibilities, this team will click.
Is it still a concern with the lack of efficiency in the red zone? Because there are still multiple opportunities in this game. Had it in hand, you didn't need those opportunities to convert, but at some point you will, like we saw against Arizona in Week 3.
And then you can do it better with a win. When you win, it's easier to get in there and pay attention to the details during the week. And I think they will get better as the season goes on.
Well, and that's certainly the hope for this offense. And it was nice having 4 of those 5 starting offensive linemen up front, having Tyler Biadasz and Zach Martin back in the fold. Hopefully they'll get Tyron Smith back for that Week 5 matchup with San Francisco. When we come back, we'll hear from Jerry Jones outside the Cowboys locker room following their 35-point win over the Patriots. Cowboys outscoring their opponents in their 3 wins this season, 108-13. That's got to make Jerry Jones a happy owner, GM, and president of the team. Let's hear from Jerry after the game.
Yeah, very proud of them. We've got a lot. I have such respect for New England, have such respect for Belichick that's just humbling to get to go out there and play that well. Proud of our guys, and but again, I can't say enough about that team that we played out there and what it represents.
What were your interactions with Zeke like?
Well, I didn't have direct interactions with Zeke today. I did not, but I appreciate y'all saying what I said about him earlier in the week, and of course we recognized him here, and should. But I'm just glad that's a bunch I have a lot of respect for, so we're glad to have this outcome.
Jerry, what about your team's ability to bounce back after losses? When you bounce back tonight?
Well, I didn't expect this type of showing today, but I will say this was as good a week of work as the coach has talked about, Mike has talked about. And I will say this, he executed just exactly what he was going to do all the way through, and really had a good game plan, and that's what you saw from the very early gun. all the way through. He was ready to break out that fake extra point on him yesterday, so it was good.
Jerry, is Duron Bland one of the? You guys found him in the 5th round. Has he been one of the best draft surprises that you've had in recent memory?
Yeah. I'm proud that he's been able to get in a position to not only physically, but I'm just glad he's gotten an opportunity to play and be involved in the games that he has. But he's just getting better and better, and he's sound. Certainly we miss Diggs, but it's good to have him and the other guys out there.
Jerry's in too.
So Jerry Jones talking about some of those players stepping up into larger roles. And, of course, we've seen that with the offensive line. We're now seeing it with the secondary. I mean, who stepped up the most in this win in order for the Cowboys to come out on top in such a dominant fashion?
Bland.
Yeah.
I mean, Bland, Fowler, Leighton Vander Esch, the defense. The defense sets the tempo. And like I keep saying, Coach McCarthy does a super job of making sure that our defense is well rested. But we've had time of possession, I think, in every, whether it was a loss or a victory, we've had time of possession. He's playing to this defense, and they're taking full advantage of it.
What did you think about the offensive line, getting those guys back and having a little bit more success up front?
Whenever you have Zach Martin in there, and you got Tyler Biadasz, and you got Tyler Smith in the middle, and I'm not discounting our tackles, but when you have a firm middle, that means your quarterback can step up. That means your tackles can run them outside and be the athletes that they need to be. And when we get those 3 guys in there, we were rock solid.
Yeah, it really felt like it was more confidence, not only from the offensive line, but the guys around them, the wide receivers. Even Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard able to carry the ball or handle the ball, handle their own responsibilities with more confidence, having those 2 more guys added to that front 5. And again, we'll see what Tyron Smith's status is coming forward, because they're going to have to face the Bosa brother and the San Francisco 49ers coming up this week. We'll talk about that matchup when we come back on Cowboys Game Night.
Dallas Cowboys Game Night was presented by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys are 3-1, and they are traveling to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers in Week 5 of the 2023 season. You can make your way out to the Miller Lighthouse at AT&T Stadium on October 8th for a free watch party presented by 7-Eleven. You can cheer on the Cowboys and see the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. You can interact with Rowdy, all while enjoying $5 Miller Lights, barbecue, game day fanfare, and a whole lot more. The gates open at 6 o'clock. Kickoff at 7:20. For more information and to claim your free ticket, you can visit DallasCowboys.com/watch party. Cowboys trying to improve to 4-1 with that win. Nate, how do they get the job done next week?
Dan Quinn will have to really have his guys perked and ready to go. The D-line got to play. Secondary and our linebackers will have to play, because it's McCaffrey is his name.
Oh, yeah.
They got a dynamic running back in that guy. We have to make sure we lock him down, and then we'll take care of Brock Purdy. I don't think you're irrelevant, son. I think you're doing a super job.
Yeah, he's not Mr. Irrelevant anymore. He's already gone to an NFC Championship game. He defeated the Cowboys. I mean, whenever you have a game like this, which has a little bit of revenge on the mind, how do you channel those emotions going into a week of preparation?
You do your same film study, but you do just a touch more, and you let all your emotions go into those first few series, and after that, you just play. The first team to settle down and start getting into their rhythm will win this game.
What are your personal feelings on the San Francisco 49ers?
I ain't never had no love for you, bro. Even when I played with Jerry Rice back then, they ain't got no love for you. We need to get these guys.
It should be a whole lot of fun. This is the one that everybody's had circled on their calendar, at least as the early benchmark, the early test for this Cowboys team to see exactly where they are. We're going to get to see it. 7:20 kickoff on NBC Sunday Night Football next Sunday. Cowboys pregame live gets underway at 6 p.m. Central Time here from the Star in Frisco. For Nate Newton and our entire Dallas Cowboys crew, I'm Kyle Youmans saying so long. The Cowboys take down the Patriots 38-3, the final. We'll see you next week.